Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Tesla Effect, where last time I said that I would do some homework, which is actually listen to the Tex Murphy Radio Theater again. As well as we had received information that Archie had a lead on the case that we were working on. Presumably, he was looking for something before we had lost our memory. But before that, let's go over the radio theater. Part of it doesn't really have a strong connection yet. And that's the idea of Chelsea's brother, Chance. Tex, in the radio theater episodes, ends up on the trail of Chance Bando, and Chance Bando apparently owes somebody a lot of money or an artifact in Las Vegas, like this mobster-type fellow. There's also another plot line involving dreams that Tex is having, in which he is having a dream which he is a certain person named Donnelly during a war. It's not specified, but during these dreams, apparently he also mentions, like there's also the mention of the egg, the Fabergé egg, which may be the artifact, though it's not specifically mentioned by the mobster. Also, apparently Tex had been used to channel somebody. He had received repeated injections after his capture during Overseer. How that relates to the channeling of Donnelly is unknown at this time, and I don't remember if Tesla Effect gets into it, but we'll find out as the story progresses. Not to mention, there are more Tex stories planned, including a one that has been released, the novelized version of The Poison Pawn, which is a novelized version of Overseer plus a little bit of a sequel to this. But for now, let us just go visit Archie Ellis, see what he's got for us.
Archie Ellis is my herbal tea-loving, source for all things alien, supernatural, conspiracy theorist. Or he's just plain crazy. He ran into some trouble with the NSA on my last case. Last I knew, he was hiding out in some tropical locale with a bevy of beauties. I'm surprised he's back in town.
That is one intense extraterrestrial book.
Hey, Murphy, how you doing? You okay? I heard you were having some kind of amnesia. You know, most alien abductees always have some sort of memory loss.
Are you still into that alien thing, Archie? I mean, isn't that just a little passé?
The truth never goes out of style, my friend. Now, I heard something about an injection and a head wound. Yowza!
You really back off, man, because I swear I will shoot the next person who tries to touch this, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Ouch. Ooh. So, I guess you do need some catching up then.
Yes, I do.
Months ago, I moved back here from the islands, and I opened up this place, and I was hoping that you and I could hang out together like old times, but you haven't been around much.
So I haven't come by with the traditional welcome back fruit basket? I have turned into a bastard.
Sounded like the same Murph to me, making jokes and putting your cigarette out in my herbal tea before I'm done with it.
So, have you heard anything about what I was working on before the aliens got me?
Not yet, but you know I'm always ready to be Robin to your Batman. Without the homoerotic undertones, of course.
Sorry, Arch, but it's a package deal. You're gonna be in this with me. You're gonna have to be in all the way.
You had me going there, Murph.
Okay, Boy Wonder. I need you to enter 2 names into the Bat computer. Mason Bowers, Margaret Leonard.
Well, I don't know about Mason Bowers, but Margaret Leonard? She's connected to one of the greatest mysteries of all time. I mean, you know who Nikola Tesla was, right?
Sure.
Nikola. The cough drop?
Nikola
No.
Tesla was a genius. Probably one of the greatest geniuses ever. I mean, it was Tesla, not Marconi, who was the true inventor of the radio. He invented a Tesla coil, the AC electricity, remote control. He even pioneered cryogenics.
So are we almost to the part about Margaret Leonard?
Right. Well, Tesla died
He's prepared.
in 1943 when the FBI just swooped in and confiscated all his papers and designs. Then in about 2012, all this stuff, the Tesla cache just disappeared. And you want to know who the #1 suspect was?
Margaret Leonard.
No, an FBI agent named Charles Johansson. Now, I know they could never prove that he did it, but then he quits the FBI and joins some Tesla fanatic group called the Tesla Legacy Society, a group dedicated to making the world better through technology. And that's where he meets
Margaret Leonard?
Bingo! They
If you
fall in
keep
love,
guessing it, eventually he'll be right.
I think they even had a kid together.
So where's Margaret now?
Not a clue. Johansson died a couple years later, cancer, I think. After that, Margaret just dropped out of circulation.
So all this happened, what, 37 years ago. I mean, no one's found the Tesla cache since then?
It's one of the great mysteries, the lost inventions of Nikola Tesla.
What's the big deal with the Tesla inventions? I mean, there must be some reason they were never made.
Oh, you ever hear of a little thing called Tunguska?
Have I ever? Picked up a bad case when I was down in Mexico. It's where I learned the phrase, Baños, rapidos, ándale muchachos, vámonos!
Oh, Murph, you're too funny. You know, in 1890s, Tesla conducted an experiment and created a resonance frequency. You know, like a big vibration, and it nearly took out a whole chunk of New York City. And then in the 1900s, he began to work on what he called a teleforce beam. The press called it, you know, a death ray, you know, cooler name. But a few years later in Russia, remote area called Tunguska, something caused an explosion 1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb.
1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb 40 years before we invented it?
But that was the last anyone ever heard of the death ray. Tesla never got funding. Instead, they made him out to be some crackpot, and he was broke for the rest of his life. Some people think the plans for it were part of the Tesla cache. Just think how much someone would pay to get their hands on that.
Well, we've got a lot of questions. Archie, you got to start answering them. Tell me about Tex Murphy.
And I'll never forget what you did tipping me off before that whack job NSA guy could get me.
That's the reason he's still alive. Ritz Hotel?
Seems nice.
Archie Ellis?
You know me, Murph. Always up for an adventure. As long as I don't have to go anywhere.
I appreciate that mentality. Depending on how long the car ride is, I feel as though I have that energy.
You like my shop? Kind of like my old one, the Cosmic Connection. But I had to change the name in case, you know, the NSA and all that.
Louis Lamintz?
I eat at the Brew and Stew all the time.
Texas memory loss?
I actually wouldn't mind forgetting a few years of my own life, mostly my teenage years.
Again, same energy. I hear you. Holly Graham?
Yeah. Oh, that's the Hollow Babe at the Golden Gate. Yeah, Mojo is warm for her form, or lack thereof, as it were.
What does that mean? Warm for her lack of form. Like, it would mean that he'd be more interested in her circuits than her holographic appearance. Rook Garner?
He's not very friendly, is he?
No. Photo of woman.
Gosh, you'd think a sidekick would be a little more helpful, huh?
You'd think so, Inspector Burns Barbecue.
My little buddy Mojo works over there. We hang out a lot, but I can't stay there too long. Something makes my eyeballs burn.
It's probably the fumes from whatever they call barbecue. Freeze gun? How do the people who work there keep their faces attached, really? How does Mojo keep his face attached with the fumes from the barbecue going on?
Don't know about that.
J.T. Donnelly?
Donnelly's kind of a mysterious character. He was a private detective Tesla may have hired not long before he died. There's a mention of it in one of Tesla's letters.
Texas Dreams.
No, both aliens and ghosts can communicate through their dreams. It's a proven fact.
Right. Margaret Leonard?
I've been checking my sources, but no one's heard a thing about her in years.
Charles Johansson?
He died like 40 years ago and either left the Tesla cash with Margaret Leonard or somebody else, or he took it to the grave. The Tesla cash is right up there for me. Oh, and the death ray? Well, the name says it all, doesn't it?
Alright, so we don't really have...
As I leave, Archie hands me an old photograph of Margaret Leonard. Maybe someone else on Chandler will recognize her from the picture.
Never mind, I was going to say we don't have many leads, but...
I wonder if anyone else on Chandler Avenue has seen Margaret Leonard.
Alright, well, I guess let's take a quick round on the street. Starting with Holly Graham.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing?
It's going pretty well, I suppose.
Sorry, I don't know a lot of people, except the ones that come in here.
That makes perfect sense. Let's see, nobody's in there with the LARPers. Is Clint at the desk? Yes, he is.
If you were looking for me earlier, I wasn't here.
Yeah, I'm a PI, so I figured that one out already. Now that you're back, I wonder if you could help me out with something. You recognize the woman in this photo?
Oh, nice. I think I saw her in a playbook from 1996. Is this your girlfriend?
Yes. Romancing the Crone. PI 202.
Well now, if she were my girlfriend, I wouldn't be trying to figure out who she was now, would I? Sheesh.
I'm just kidding about this woman being your girlfriend. She's actually mine. No, I'm kidding again. This is Margaret Leonard. She's at a room here at the Ritz for...
Oh yeah, she has that room at the end of the hall. Marked Leonard.
She may not be here anymore, but she auto-pays her rent. So it's all good.
Any chance you can get me into her apartment?
Not a chance in hell. I let her install her own security system, just like you, except hers is a real one. I can't tell you which apartment it is, but you won't get in without a passcode or a personal invitation. Maybe I could try to help you with something else.
Huh.
Can't help you with that. All I know about her is she's got a room here. I hardly ever see her, so I don't know when she's here and when she isn't. I'll bet she was something back in the day. Way back in the day.
All right. Well, let's see, let's take a look at this door.
Yeah, needs a key. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Yeah, needs a key.
Do I have a key? I do not have a key. Huh. Am I supposed to have had a key?
Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a fun new neighbor.
Alright, let's continue walking around, talking to a few people. Maybe we can get a different story.
I've been thinking, Murphy, perhaps I should confide something to you.
Oh, this should be good.
That is, you believe Maldonado is spying on you, but it could have been someone else.
Not Margaret Leonard by any chance.
How did you know?
Do the words P.I. mean anything to you?
Margaret may be in grave danger. I've tried to contact her, but to no avail.
Gosh, if only we knew someone with some detective skills. Do you know how to get into her apartment?
No, but she may have left a clue. Some time ago, she left this in my care. It's for you.
Oh,
For me?
She wanted you to have
for
it in
Tex.
case anything happened.
Why do I get the impression that Rook seems to have a soft spot for
I met
Margaret?
Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets. I have an interest in Tesla collectibles, so yes, I've heard of it. And no, I don't know where you could find it.
All right.
I met Margaret years ago.
That's
She was a woman of secrets.
literally what you just said. All right, let's take a look at this book. Huh. Is this another one of those numbers puzzles? Let's see, 1491, that is 15. That's 15. 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 3 is 14. 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 5? Six. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 8, and then 5.
Why would Margaret Leonard leave me a key?
A key that required Tex to somehow navigate a puzzle that was inside a book? Also, did nobody pay attention to the bloody hand next to her door?
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. As I walk in the bathroom, I realize there's something wrong here. Something terribly wrong.
Let's save the bathroom for last, then.
That chair looks comfortable. Too comfortable.
Too comfortable.
Was she blind when she picked these out? Oh, there's a flower for each month of the year.
You know, there are a lot of flowers, so...
It's a business card for someone named Count Saint Germain. It's a business card for someone named Count Saint Germain. Looks like Margaret Leonard had a video journal. I'll need to find a memory stick to use on the vid player to watch them.
Oh, there's the puzzle. Huh. Okay, so what are we looking at? We're looking at like a yellow daisy-ish thing, a blue flowerish thing, looks kind of like a tulip, I guess. A sunflowerish thing, I don't... And a rose. All right. The daisiest thing is January. The tulip thing is September, which is 9. The rose is June, and the other flower of unknown origin is April. All right. So that means I've got to move this way back. To the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clearly got one of these things wrong. There we go. I guess January was a different, okay, so the 0 spot represents December then. Like 12.
It's a picture of someone named Mantis. It's a picture of someone named Mantis.
Alright, nothing to do in this direction. Let's see what's going on in the... Let's see what's going on in the bathroom. Hopefully Margaret is not dead. I think Margaret is dead. Saints and sinners or the unusual suspects?
Well, I think I found Margaret Leonard. Well, most of her.
All right. Well, I guess that's it here. And I guess that's why this saw was used. But I didn't find any memory sticks. To utilize on that vid phone. Or on that computer. So before I leave, let's take a quick look around. None of these drawers are openable.
Was she blind when she picked these out?
Alright, and then I didn't think she was carrying anything on her. Okay. Also, hold on. Are there any... I'm guessing those windows face the electronic shop, but maybe she caught on to the fact that people were spying on her.
boys?
Mr. Murphy, you need to come with us.
It's James again.
Seriously?
Just kidding. What was going on in there? You know the drill.
Why do so many people around you end up dead?
Hmm.
Well, everybody dies eventually.
But not all at once. Did you kill Margaret Leonard?
Oh, we need to upgrade PI 303. We've already done 101 and 202.
Come on, Danwich. If I killed her, what'd I do with her head? Eat it?
But we keep walking in on you with all these dead bodies. You must be the unluckiest guy in the world.
Bingo.
Well, I don't know if I'm number one, but I'll tell you, I'm in the top 10. I'm also in the top 10 of the luckiest, but don't ask me why.
I don't care why, I just want to know who.
Wait a second, how do we even know it's Margaret Leonard? I mean, maybe that's why they took the head.
Yeah, that might have worked 100 years ago, but now we've got apps for that. We've already got a positive ID.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? I mean, kind of working together, bouncing ideas, sharing information. I mean, what if I said I had some information that might help your investigation?
I'd say you were withholding evidence.
No, I said I might have something.
No, you said you had something that might help.
Yeah, oops. Look, Danwich, you seem like a stand-up guy, and I know you don't want any vigilantism, so I'll play it by the book. I think I have video that might have been shot by the guy who killed Margaret Leonard. I'm just gonna hand it to you, and hope you'll cut me some slack.
It's on your smart, Alex? Let's have it.
The guy in the video's Mason Bowers.
And this is the guy you think was abducted. The problem is there's no evidence of anyone being abducted, so I can't investigate. My hands are tied.
Well, mine, as you see, are not.
I may have seen this guy before on some kind of surveillance video.
A surveillance video, you say?
The video could have shown you in your apartment talking to an elderly lady. There may have been another man there as well, a mutant of some kind, who might have jumped you. The elderly lady, in theory, could have appeared to have injected you when you were restrained. In the ensuing struggle, you might have been knocked out on the fire escape.
And when would Bowers have shown, hypothetically?
Right after you were knocked out, tore through the apartment in pursuit of the old lady.
So everything that I've told you matches up, and we're both looking for Mason Bowers.
Are you familiar with a program called VCT, Vehicle Compliance Tracking?
I'm
All
familiar
cars
with
come with
vinyl
sensors that
composition
report when
tile.
one is out of compliance. For example, when you have your right front headlight shot out, if you could access the VCT database, which is illegal and highly inadvisable, you would find a list of all vehicles with the right front headlight shot out. If you could provide more information on the vehicle, you can access an ID and an address from the registration.
Any chance this might have been the vehicle seen in the Maldonado surveillance video?
I gotta get back to work, Murphy. If you got questions, ask them. And then stop wasting my time with this speculative nonsense.
All right.
I know who Zach Williams is, and who his associates are. I'd advise you to keep your distance.
So he's aware of Zach's crime ties.
Don't recognize the face. Sorry.
Margaret Leonard's photo?
That's Margaret Leonard? I'll have to take your word for it. A speeder with a broken headlight on the front passenger side? No idea what you're talking about.
As soon as I got back from the new San Francisco Police Department, I had an urgent message from Rook. It seems Rook had a soft spot for Margaret and wanted to bring her some justice. He told me he had another interested party in the Tesla cache, a Count Saint Germain, who was staying at the Golden Gate Hotel. Maybe he could divulge some answers.
This cinematic was presented you with a noir filter.
Murphy on Chandler Avenue. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Word is you're a big fan of Nikola Tesla, or at least his stuff.
Yes. Your local pawn shop has a remarkably extensive offering of Tesla paraphernalia. Certainly the largest cache I've found this side of Belgrade.
You mind if I ask what your interest is in Tesla?
I gather you're at least somewhat familiar with the story of the Tesla cache? I believe some of the items Rook has were part of the Tesla cache, but he refuses to divulge how he obtained them. I presume from Margaret Leonard, or some third party who got them from her.
Shocking. Rook normally would cut off his right arm if he thought somebody'd buy it.
I've spent many years searching for something. My hope is to find a clue as to its whereabouts in Tesla's letters or journals. But the trail has led me here. Tell me, Mr. Murphy, do you know the name J.T. Donnelly?
Yeah. I mean, I just heard about it, but he was a PI, and he lived around here back in the 1940s.
At the Ritz, in the very room in which you now live. An intriguing connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting and maybe a little weird, but it's not a connection.
But it's so much more than that. Back in Donnelly's time, there was a man known as the Sleeping Prophet, Edgar Casey. He made a compelling case for the belief that most of us have lived past lives.
You're losing me.
Come now. You've said on more than one occasion that you felt as if you'd been born a century too late. A man out of time, as it were. Tell me, do you have disturbingly realistic, vivid dreams of another era?
What? You know about my dreams? I must be getting incredibly broad-minded in my old age. So what are you saying? I was J.T. Donnelly in a former life?
We could explore that possibility, but first, have eggs ever appeared in your dreams?
Oh, I love eggs, of course. Poached, over easy, scrambled. I mean, they're certainly nature's wonder food.
There are affordable accommodations in better parts of the city. Something could have been drawing you specifically to the Ritz. Don't you agree?
Yeah, cheap rent. Could you maybe help me out with these memories? Help me interpret these dreams?
If you could find this egg, or even put me on its trail again, I have certain techniques, such as regression and channeling, that could help you recall past events. And, I should add, the egg is worth a fortune. Which I would gladly pay.
We talk for a few minutes longer, but I tell him I need to get back to the case. This is way beyond my comprehension. Mystical eggs? Mind regression? Past lives? It's boggling. Margaret spoke of an egg being held by a religious fanatic who prays. Was it the Tesla egg I found in the wall at the Ritz? If so, it would have been there for over 100 years. Does it have some sort of channeling power from the person who possessed it? Well, Mason Bowers is still the key. I need data for the VCT so I can find out who kidnapped him. I better start asking around.
Time for some good old-fashioned detective work. You should talk to potential witnesses and see if they know anything about the suspicious vehicle involved with the abduction.
All right. We're going to save that for next time, though. For now, as well as figuring out what exactly happened to the egg that I apparently acquired, busting open holes in the wall. In the meantime, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night. Okay.